Why don't we start like this? Let me just know who is here. That way I can know if you can hear me or not. Go ahead and type something into the chat box. Say you're here. I can hear you. There we go. All right, we'll get started in 2 seconds here. All right, if you can just give me a little message just so I can make sure everybody can hear me. Don't want any technical difficulties done. Yep. All right. Thank you very much. All right. There was one answer. Great. All right. So thank you, everybody, from getting on this call and participating on it. It really does say a lot about your commitment to yourself and for those that will benefit from you developing into the best you that you can be. So this is how tonight's webinar is going to work. Okay. And what we're going to do is be discussing on how the program works in its entirety. All right. We're also going to discuss on the components of the program, how to actually navigate through the program, and then we're going to discuss any questions that you have after that. Okay. So we're going to want to know the what and the why. What is the new U 2.0 program and why should I use it? Right. And then the how. How does it work? The components of it, then how to navigate through it completely. All right. So why? The new U 2.0 program is an interactive day-by-day program that will help support you in creating your new identity for your new health vision. Think of it as your mental gym. Just like any good training facility, expect to learn, grow, and be challenged and supported in order to create the breakthrough that you're looking for so that you can thrive. The effectiveness of this program resides in its design for crowding out old habits by creating and cultivating new ones, which will be the catalyst in developing that new identity. Part of how this is done is by interrupting any blocks that may be inhibiting the areas of your life that provide a sense of energy, fulfillment, and overall satisfaction. This is why your effort to engage and play full out with this program is so important. Our old habits are extremely powerful, and it will take repetition and consistency to relearn and reprogram your unconscious thinking, which has you taking unconscious actions, such as sabotaging ourselves, deflecting success to whatever we define that is for ourselves. It is the decisions that we make and the actions that we take that support the lives that we want to enjoy. So the how. How the heck are we going to even pull this off? I mean, where do we start? What should you expect and how does it work? This program has been designed to be worked through 60 consecutive days, which also includes weekends and holidays. Yes, weekends and holidays. The reason for this is quite simple. New habits are built around commitment and consistency. Think about it. Did we ever take a day off for our old habits to be formed? So many times we build our old habit the right way and our new habits the wrong way. Doing a little bit every day keeps the motion going forward and keeps you ITF, in the flow. And just as a river runs, with energy abundant and attracting new life, so will your new consistent effort. That being said, plan accordingly and make sure you have access to the internet from when you're away from home. So let's go into the components of the program. For 10 to 15 minutes each day, you'll be guided to complete activities in the workbook that involve thinking, writing, and taking action in the following categories: mindset, your why, nutrition, fitness, energy, gratitude, performance, and exercise. The work that you'll be doing in these categories is a wonderful start in building that strong foundation of sustainable health. That being said, I'm super excited to be working with you on this journey because I know it's going to take you on your very own path of exploration that's unique to you as an individual. So let's check out your binder and break down some of the components. So go to the new U 2.0 tab in your binder. All right. So the new U 2.0 tab, or the new U 2.0 program, is a part of the entire Mind, Body, and Accountability program. As I mentioned, this program is going to last for 60 days and has been designed to challenge you and push you to that next level. There may be days that you don't want to complete the assignments and come up with a million justifications to support you in not doing it or even quitting. Celebrate that when it happens, though. That's only when you learn much more about what is holding you back. The old you is resisting. And that's when you get to decide to push through and utilize all the leverage and support available to you. In 8 weeks, you'll be much more aligned to where you want to go, and that will always keep evolving. All right, so let's just navigate through the program now. Okay. So as you can see on day one in mindset, okay, so that's found on page 52. Yeah. Okay. So what you have in your binder are the first 7 days of this program. The remainder of the program will be made available on a week by week basis over the course of 8 weeks, with the following week's content being made available every Sunday evening via the Facebook group on the Fat Burn Facebook group. Eventually, your binder will start to fill up with more content when you print off the program in the journal and add it to your binder. I highly recommend this as it will keep you connected to the other parts of the binder and everything under one roof method, so to speak. If you do not have access to a printer, we can print off and hole punch copies for you at the studio. So, as you can see, if you haven't flipped through your binder already, um, every day has its own focus. It's either going to be mindset or energy, which alternates day to day. Each focus contains the 8 categories discussed in the earlier slide. Each category has its own unique set of questions and instructions with examples, including on how to answer all the questions as well. Please ensure that you read everything very, very carefully. Okay. So, all right. So you will not only be instructed to answer the questions in your journal pages, but within the workbook itself, as well as in the Facebook group. Right. So as you can see there on page 52, answering in the journal. As you can see on day one of the workbook under mindset, there is the phrase "my mindset belief." Okay. So in bold enclosed in quotes, right after it, you can see a letter J followed by the number 2 or J2. The J stands for journal and the 2 stands for page 2 of your journal, or as indicated here, page 73. Okay. So every page that you're going to see here in these first 7 days are going to have a page 73, 74, blah, 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 extending all the way to page 93. All right. So that's for the entire MBA program. To make referencing easier, for the first week of this program, I would pencil in the corresponding page from the workbook to the journal. So for example, put a number 2 in the bottom right corner of day one of the day one mindset of the journal next to where it says page 73, right? This will designate it as J2, while J1 is the page previous, which is the introduction page. Then after J2, obviously J3, 4, 5, and so on. After you completed your first week, you'll end up finishing on page J21 or page 93. So quickly, I just want to have you go to page 53. Okay, so I'll give you a little bit of time in getting there. I'll bring it up here on the screen as well. Okay, so at the top of the page, you can find the category nutrition. I want to draw your eyes to where it reads in bold J3FB. FB stands for Facebook. Anytime you see an FB, it means your answer for that particular question is to be answered in our group. Now turn to page 54. Okay, and this is day 2, which is the focus is on energy. Where it reads energy 4 points. I'll get into the point system in a little bit. I want you to draw your eyes to the first bolded word, WEB, or the word web. What this means is that there will be either a webinar or a Facebook Live about that topic, and it will be for about 30 minutes. I recommend you check them out because this is where your journey through this program can take a detour into the land of awesome. It is where I will share some important insight to the psychology of who and how you become aware of what and why you do the things that you do. I will be discussing theories and methods, providing insight, education, and introducing some amazing tools that I use with my clients outside of fat burn in my coaching practice. All right, so I got one more bolded word for you. I want you to turn to page 57. Okay. And under the mindset category, you will see the letters BD. Okay, so you see that there? BD. This stands for brain dump. So I suggest you get a little notebook and label it just that, brain dump. This is where you're going to get all of your emotions out of your body, out of your head, and on paper so you can clear your mind for more expanding, positive, and nurturing thought and energy. This book will serve as your trash can of negative energy, so to speak. I will discuss how to use this powerful concept later throughout the course. Okay, so all the bolded lettering and words are explained, right? So, what I want to do is talk a little bit more about the navigation through this program. So, turn to page 69, please. All right. You can see at the top of the page, it has those three Y words and nutrition 4 points. Okay. So, under nutrition, where it says everything you have described in your past week is your nutrition vision. Okay. All right. So, what this is on day 7 of your program. All right. And I'm going to explain what referencing is. So, day 7 of your program, you see the three nutrition words right there. It says nutrition word number 1, number 2, number 3, J8, 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 which means in your journal on page 8, that's going to be page 79. All right. On J8 or page 79, which is actually day 3. So this is where the referencing takes place. Even though now you're in your workbook on page 7, some of your answers are going to be repeated again. And there's a very good reason for this, and I'll explain in a second. What you're going to do here in this particular instance, instead of just writing it in your journal, you're going to write it directly here where it asks you to do that. Okay? You're going to plug it directly right into the workbook itself. And this purpose is to be repetitive so that you can reconnect to the thoughts that you had days previous. This is what it's going to be called referencing. Okay. So you're going to be referencing any previous answers many times throughout the whole course so you can become connected to how you currently feel now and to what you did feel a couple of days ago. You know, there's so many times that we're all gung-ho about something and some days pass or life gets in the way and we literally forget about what we wanted to do a couple of days prior. So this is going to reconnect you to those thoughts and feelings, and this is going to help you create a habit. And you expect this to have happen over the whole course of the program. All right. So now let's talk about these points. Let's go back to page 52. Okay. All right. So now I want to draw your attention to the point system. As you can see, for each category, you can accumulate points daily. You have the opportunity to accumulate 20 points each day. If every day is completed for the first 7 days, you have earned 140 points. You will earn credit for these points on day 8 of your program, where you provide proof of completion to be approved by the studio manager or the front desk. Simply show your binder and get checked off. The weekly points will not occur every week, only during those weeks where it's highly recommended to dial in. So, therefore saying that each week you're not going to have a point system. It's just so this first week and a couple of other weeks throughout the course of the program where it's really, really important to dial in, kind of like one of our challenges. So there will be prizes for those with the most points and will be awarded at various times during the 8 weeks. If there's a tie for the same amount of points, then there's multiple prizes to be handed out. Okay. So a couple of Q&A before you ask your own questions. So what happens if you start this program outside of a launch? Obviously, you guys are not starting this outside of a launch, but there will be some people that do. And this launch is going to be taking place next Monday. That's going to be the official launch of the program. Okay. That's when I'll be checking Facebook and interacting with you guys and fielding any questions that you may have. So no matter when you come on board and receive your binder, you will start with day 1 and work through the full 60 days in a linear fashion. The caveat to this is that you can always check into the current Facebook Live videos that pertain to the program and get insight on the topics that relate. For example, if you come on board within the first 60 days of the program's launch and we are already on day 39, simply start on day 1 and tune into what we're all talking about. Any video that was released prior will be archived and labeled. New launches will happen throughout the year and the cycle will repeat again. Same content for your binder. The program never changes, but the conversations always will. So, missing days. What if I miss a day? Well, don't sweat it. Don't judge it. Missing a day or two is quite normal. This is a program and it's pretty new, and in some cases, it might seem like just another thing on the checklist of the day for yourself. Simply recognize that you've missed, then recommit to making your daily entries a priority. Don't let your mind win the excuse battle. You are the boss of you, and as I love to say, everything happens for a decision. With that, you guys made a very important decision today by investing in yourself and allocating your time towards learning how to grow. And if you ain't growing, you're dying, and you don't have that kind of time. So thank you very much for tuning in. I wish you all the best, and I'll see you around in the group, and I'm looking forward to seeing how you develop over the next 60 days and beyond. So at this time, I would like you to ask any questions you may have. I'll answer them right here in the group for you. So don't be shy. Feel free. Put in anything you like. Let's see. You're welcome, Jay. You're welcome. Thank you for tuning in, Sandy, Jody, Donna. Cannot wait to work with you guys. All right. Seems like there are no questions. You're welcome, Jennifer. Danielle. Awesome. Yeah, I cannot wait to see where this goes with you guys. It's going to grow organically and well beyond the 60 days. So I'm really excited about it. Go ahead, Jay. Ask that question. That's what we're here for. Welcome, Donna. Let's see here. Just waiting for you to finish typing the question. Day one mindset gets filled in next week. Yep, we're going to start the program next week. Okay. Going to launch it on Monday. There's some people that they get their binders yet. Still going to get their binders, and we're just going to get this all kicked off. My kids were distracting me. Yep, kids do that. All right. Awesome. Psyched to get this started. And it's go time, everybody. All right, everyone. Well, have a good night. And I will see you around the honeycomb. And again, I will see you in the group. Later.